G'day chaps, welcome to my in-depth review of Total War Warhammer 2. Now in this review I'm going to go through it properly. I have played, I'd say, about 30-40 hours of this game now, and I feel like I know it pretty well. So I'm going to talk about what I think about it from every aspect I can think of. This is as in-depth. I'm going to try and give you as good an idea of what the game is like from an experienced strategy player and an experienced Total War player, and just an older guy who's been playing games for a very long time.
There is glory to be won.
So I'm going to talk about a bunch of stuff. There's my home. So I'm playing as the High Elves. Yeah. Let me not get distracted by how I'm doing in the game. Firstly, let me talk a little bit about, sort of from an overview kind of a point of view, and I'm going to zoom out, and this map is actually the perfect place to start telling you about this point. So the first post-it note that I've written for myself, on here I say, is grand strategy. So the map is much more earth-shaped, allowing colonization, and I like it a lot. Now, not so much with this island. You can see this is weird, but I mean, look at that. That's Africa. That is Africa. This is South America, pretty clearly, and this is the middle. So this is Mexico, kind of Caribbean. This is the US, and then Canada. So the only weird part of this world is like Asia is missing, and then you have this island kind of thing, and this is just where the elves live. But apart from that, this game particularly appeals to me because I love colonization. I love expanding. I like building and expanding on an empire. That to me is grand strategy. That to me is what Total War does better than anyone else ever. And you can see already that I've taken these two islands. I took those as strategic stepping stones into the coast of Africa. So you can see that I'm doing colonization. I've played Europa Universalis a lot. Second note just says this is a serious strategy game. And by that what I mean is that, so this makes me think back to Warhammer 1. Didn't really like it. To me it was too much about the fantasy side of things, and I'm just not that into fantasy. So I kind of got stuck on it. It didn't feel so much like a serious strategy game, grand strategy, whereas this is different. This takes proper strategy, it takes proper tactics, and it's hard. I just had an entire army annihilated at this point here, and you can see the kind of the shit left in the wake. So I had an entire army with a prince. I just tried assaulting this town there and got beaten, and then got finished off by like this evil army that was there. So it's a real game. Now a couple of other notes. Let me see if I can just show you quickly. So this note says the improvised UI helps make the game more fluid. This is very well polished. It's an exceptionally well polished game. It's an exceptionally playable game. It feels nice, but for some reason,
Don't think so.
I've just noticed that my recording, strangely enough, is not showing any kind of icons for you, which is weird. Oh, there we go. I don't even know what I pressed to get that, but there we go. Case in point, there's the UI. There is a button that gets rid of all the UI. I don't even know how I pressed that, but there's the point. You can see that everything is small and minimized. Even the menu is very small. The camera is good. Everything kind of expands. You can see nothing's really there until you click on the army, and then you can expand that, and then you can expand on the troops. And kind of the same. You get a lot of information about your province and your individual towns, the garrison, the buildings, the queues, it's all there. And also the technology tree. There's a lot of information. Oh, another thing too. character details. Let me show you my king. My king is cool as shit. So character details, you got all these different followers and banners, mounts, different mounts, weapons, armor, and then you have a skills tree as well for each individual lord or noble. So there's a lot of information, but my point is that they manage it very, very well. It never feels overwhelming or hectic. So I enjoy that a lot. Next part, AI. The AI seems good. It plays in a strategic way that makes sense. So yeah, I'm thinking back to when the AI wasn't good, like Rome 2 at release, it was meh. This is good. I've been beaten in battle. The tactics are also good. Next post-it note says, question mark, is this a thinking man's game? This feels strategic and slow, and in that sense it's like Shogun 2. And you can tell by the music, it's well paced. It's there in the background, but there's nothing or no one rushing you here. It's good. Alright, next one. The campaign AI is solid, with me winning because of strategic initiative rather than better strategy outright. Now just think that through for a second. So I'm basically saying the software is smart. It plays like a player would play, in my opinion. I'm playing on normal, and it's difficult enough. And like I said, I'm just winning because I am taking the strategic initiative. So I'm surprising the computer, if that makes sense. I've also got battles are fair and they are difficult. And I've been playing battles on hard, and that's just about right for me. Hard with battle realism, it feels very good, very, very, very polished. Just another note here, this says, this game emphasizes the strategy and tactics over the fantasy, and I like that a lot. So, as I've mentioned before, I'm not really into fantasy games, but this is Total War first, Warhammer second. I think that's probably the best way of putting it. Small point here, the camera is good, commands are accepted on the battlefield, and the pathfinding is okay. This is harking back to Rome 2 and release. The pathfinding was shocking. And the optimization is also good. So I play this on high settings on 3 screens, which is, let me show you, it's pretty good. So I've kind of customized it to make it a bit easier, but I'm running that at 5760 by 1080p. And I can play battles and campaign, and it's smooth when I'm not recording, on 8 gigs of RAM. So I'm impressed with the optimization, very well made. Small point here, something different I've noticed about this game from previous Total Wars is that the heroes are battle changing. So only now, after about 30-40 hours of gameplay, am I actually realizing that I need to focus on heroes more. So that battle I just told you about here, where I got beaten and my army got destroyed, that was basically because their hero and just kicked the crap out of my troops while my hero was off doing something else. I'm kind of coming into the conclusions here now. So second final note says this game has a much slower pace. It's more peaceful, and just like I can slow down for a minute and you can just kind of hear the music. This is good quality, classical, composed, relevant, atmospheric stuff. So this is a game you can sit with and think, and I love that about this game. This game is more grand, and I'd even go as far as saying it's epic. Okay, with that in mind, that sense of being an epic game, now that I feel like I've learned the game, my next series, and I'm going to record it, is I'm going to do a proper gameplay series. I'm going to go back, I'm going to play my second campaign on the same settings, so normal campaign, not too hard, difficult battles with realism. I'm going to go back and I'm going to play my second campaign on a truly vast scale. Yeah, normal campaign, hard battles, but I'm going to make the map as big as it can be and randomly generated, and I'm going to play the crap out of the next campaign. And we're going to do a proper gameplay series, and if you love that kind of stuff, if you like my content, stick around for that. I think that could be one of the best this channel has ever done. Maybe. I've got the software and stuff set up now. Right, that's the end of my rambling. Thank you as always for joining me. I'll be streaming again weekend after next, and if you set notifications on the channel after you've subbed, then the system will let you know. So thanks for joining me. Let me know what you think of the game now in the comments. This for me is probably the best game of the last year or two, and I'm going to be covering this a lot now, so I'll finish the Long Dark story mode and then we're going to be playing this. Ciao for now.